Alright. Say something, please. Say something, please. Okay, thank you. Please continue to say things. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Scale of 1 to 10, how live are we?
We're live now.
It would be nice to have some heads up, but okay.
Well, no. Sorry, I figured that. I mean, we were muted until just now, until I was just testing your audio.
I know, but like again,
No,
I
yeah, you're
still
right. You're
appreciate
right. No, sorry. Alright, hello. This is probably not going to be very long, but it's just going to be the end of, Radiant Dawn and Tellius. Suffering is over.
I mean, there wasn't like that much suffering.
No, but there was some.
We only failed the final chapter a few times? Question mark.
Well, I guess this is over. We'd better be on our way.
Are you going back to Dayan?
Yes, everyone's waiting for us. We'll have to start rebuilding all over again. Hopefully this will be the last time. It won't! That's not how history works, unfortunately.
I mean,
congratulations, you are now a conflict zone. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm much louder than you. Let me go ahead and turn that on.
Sorry, I was a little bit far from my mic. I will be closer now.
Well, no, but I was also just like much louder. Much.
Yeah, I mean, that's also possible. I will speak up.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's also just like the way I've turned. I think I had mine up, pumped a little up too far high.
Yeah, I mean, that's also possible. I don't know because I'm not listening to things.
Okay, I'm just listening back.
As much as I love the sound of my own voice, which is a joke, I actually hate hearing myself on any electronic recording. It just sounds really off to me, always.
Yeah, I do too. It's really awful. It's really frustrating. And really disconcerting. Please don't say anything for another few seconds. Alright, we're good. I think we're balanced out.
We're Gouda cheese. Anyway. I was thinking about having some forbidden 12 a.m. cheese. By thinking, I mean I'm going to. You can't stop me.
Well, it's not even midnight yet. It's 9:11 p.m. I'll never forget
know.
it.
I know. I'm waiting. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. No. Don't say hopefully. Make it the last time. If anyone can do it, you two can. I don't know. Personally,
if you were talking to Jill, maybe.
Well, again, I think Alencia's just been significantly more effective than either of these two clowns at ruling. Like, Peleus has literally made nothing but bad decisions. I am not inspired by confidence. Geronimo could probably do it. He seems competent.
I mean, Peleus is dead in this timeline, unfortunately.
I know. Like I said, he did not make good decisions. So, I don't think we've ever actually seen Micaiah lead. We've seen Micaiah inspire. Micaiah is exceptionally inspiring. which works to an extent, but you do need other things in addition to being inspiring.
Right.
And being a brand, it will also be a challenge. I mean, it sucks, but this society is racist as shit.
Yeah.
Especially
never really got over that. They never really addressed that in Dan.
Especially Dan. Like, Cremia's gotten over it a bit. And Galia, Kaniga said, I will make them get over it, and they don't have a choice. But yeah, like, Benyan and Dan are not doing so hot on that front.
Nope.
And Micaiah being a brand, it is definitely going to present some actual challenges. It's going to be difficult.
I don't doubt it, but thanks for the vote of confidence. You should doubt it. Thank you, Ike. I won't ever forget you. Oh, okay. Crowned 15th Queen of Dayan at her subjects and treaty, Micaiah ushered in a new era of prosperity and peace.
The only thing this game proved is that Soth actually just was entirely right about Ike this whole time, and Micaiah should admit it.
Zephyr's Soth. Becoming Queen Micaiah's husband and her pillar of strength. We didn't pair them! We broke their support! Soth worked tirelessly to assist... Oh, wait, no, I don't think we did. Worked tirelessly to assist the poor. Lady of Justice... yes, Edward.
I don't think it matters. It's a canon event, bro.
Edward lived as a common townsman, despite the Queen's wishes. He would often visit the keep, bring good news. Yes, Edward, one of the characters of all time. Leonardo, slightly more one of the characters of all time. Freedom's heir, Leonardo. Leonardo toiled at rebuilding the army. With his proven skills and good looks, he was beset by women across Tellius. Okay, that seems a little out of nowhere.
Like a personality they've literally never mentioned, and they were just like, hey, by the way, and I'm like, bro.
Yes. Also, I thought, wait, okay, normally what we do is that, like, I thought they were going to do what they did in, like, Path of Radiance, where it's like they go region by region, and I'm hoping this is just the Dayan group, and then there's another set of conversations for, the Crimea group or something like that.
There might be. I honestly don't remember.
That would feel like a really abrupt final conversation before, like, you get all the ending slides. That would be a little weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Vice Champion Nolan, substantially more one of the characters of all time compared to the prior 3-4. Nolan wanted the kingdom, saving those in adversity. Stories of it eventually became legends. Jeffrey St. Laura. One of the more characters of all time by virtue of being useful in some ways. Laura returned to her home's church and became a mother to many orphans, all of whom loved her gentleness. Oh, I thought there was going to be more. Ileana, okay, like, a person. Ileana returned to travel with the merchants.
It's important in several Dawn Brigade chapters.
Yes. Caravan, as she had before, somewhere right now, she is eating. Yes, her one character trait.
They really just said you get one character. You may have
one
just
trait.
One.
This is the engage treatment before engage. Loyal halberdier Iran. Iran served many years as lookout in his hometown. Everyone relied on him for his honest, if clumsy work.
Honestly, engaged characters actually have way more character than Ileana. Like, it's a low bar to clear, but engage actually did clear it. It's
okay, that's fair. And I know that this wasn't something that started with engage. I know that first off, for the first 3 games, like, the characters were basically not characters, and even like as far as I know,
you played Cain and Abel, and Robert had like 0 lines between.
Well, no, I'm just saying that, like, I agree with you. I'm saying that this wasn't a problem that started with engage, but it's just funny that we can go from a game where literally only Ileana is a character that isn't interesting, in my opinion, and to engage.
I mean, I personally don't find Eddie compelling. There are a couple characters I don't find compelling. I think it's more impressive how we can go from 3 houses, which I think just has the best character writing in the series. Like, for all of its flaws in, plot and other things, the characters in 3 houses are solid. Like, there's some I don't like, but for the ones I don't like, they have a huge following that other people really like them.
Yes.
Yes. So, it's probably the best character writing, and then you go to engage, which it actually has a few well-written characters, and like 2 actually really well-written characters. Most of them aren't. but yeah, it's so crazy that like we went to that, and you know, it's just because the games are focusing on different things, which is fair.
I mean, I get that. I know that they also were. I know that a lot of Engage was made as a reaction to Three Houses.
Well, my problem with Engage is that it doesn't feel like they were trying to focus on other things. They just did everything they did and like failed at, like, they don't have a good story. They don't have that good character, that, you know, stuff like that. Whereas like the gameplay is amazing, and I'm glad it is. I do think that was intentional, at least. Like the gameplay is very well done. The maps are good and stuff. Um,
Right.
but,
Okay. No. What I was saying is, I was saying I do find the majority of the characters in Tellius, in Path Radiance and Radiant Dawn, very interesting.
Oh, absolutely. No, like I said, there were a few, you know, like I said, Eddie, but by and large, no, I agree. I think the Tellius cast is exceptionally strong.
Anyways, let us continue. Torneo, one of the better ones. Steadfast Rider Torneo. Are you sure he doesn't promote into a Great Knight?
He's a rider of game.
True, I know, I'm being silly. Torneo worked tirelessly for his country as a linchpin of Daeon's military and a pillar of statesmanship. Rate of Unity, Zehark. Okay, Zehark is definitely not Daeon. So, wait, we really
He started in the Daeon army.
Oh, true. Rate of Unity, Zehark. Zehark traveled to Tellius as mercenary, resolving Bear Plague's disputes. Some say he eventually settled in Gallia. Right, no, these are the Dawn Brigaders. Mistress of Wyverns, Jill. Queen Micaiah ceded Talariga to Jill, bearing her father's ideals. He made her land and people prosper. Wait, Talariga became an independent country? That's fucking awesome. Led by Jill.
Did they kidnap Har?
I know that they can get a paired ending, but we did not do that in this case. Through Black Tempest Har, though unparalleled in strength as Draco Knight, Har never fought again. Rather, he carried cargo in Talariga. Okay, you know what? That's fine.
He's around.
He's around.
He's around. Yes. Har's absolutely ready to throw down if something's going to happen to Fiona.
Valiant Lady of Murado, Fiona. As Lady of Murado, Fiona watched over her beloved people and protected them until the autumn of her years. Priestess of the Evil Eye, Nyla. Vincent, get it out of your system. Returning to Hatari with recent events graven in her heart. Nyla hoped to migrate her people across the desert to Tellius, so she could marry Raphael. Black Wolf of the Sands, Volug. Strangely, Volug was still in wolf form. Dougie! On the day he went home. Asked why, he said only it's more comfortable to be pets.
See, you thought Nyla was joking when she was like, no, he likes this, but it turns out she was being dead serious.
Raphael performed a ceremony in Serena's forest to wake his father, the king, yes. Eventually, he returned to Hatari with his wife, who pegged him. Wait, what happened? Oh, okay. I thought it skipped it by accident.
Oh, Ike, your workout today was superb. Oh, but mine was even better. Did you see how much damage I was fucking doing?
Yeah, because no wonder you ranged, so Ike actually was superior.
Okay, fine, but like I couldn't one-shot the fucking almost
well,
one-shot the auras.
It more depends on the chapter, actually. Kinigas carried hard in like the second and third. Well, the second chapter Ike doesn't get to do anything. Technically speaking, only Ike can beat the second chapter. You cannot beat
Yes, which actually makes him the strongest character.
Yes. Ken Seize Throne, Ponage Incarnate. But yeah, I would say in chapter 3, Kinigas was definitely better, although he got hit hard. So actually chapter 3 is a bit of a toss-up. Chapter 4, I think Kinigas is better again, and then in chapter 5, Ike is better because of the more flexible positioning.
I mean, Kinigas was
also, you're literally required to beat the game.
Yes.
So it's a bit of a toss-up, really, between them. They both have some very strong points.
That 40 fucking speed, though. Dear God.
I told you, it's a really good benchmark to hit. Hey, you aren't quite over the hill yet yourself. You know, I always wanted to go one-on-one with you. Just once.
In a fight, right? In a fight,
obviously.
Right?
He's down for obviously. He saves his love and affection for Ranulf.
Yes.
And Soren.
But
if it's going to be a furry, it's going to be Ranulf, not Kinigas.
I would have expected you'd had your fill of fighting.
Oh, I've had enough kill or be killed to last me a lifetime. But something simpler, some way of testing our respective strengths.
You mean controlled matches with all the little rules they have? In a peaceful world, we need such things. Especially we like wolves. Without a fight now and then, we go a bit, strange in the head.
Yeah, Tabarn will actually lose his shit. Like, Tabarn is, like, explicitly stated if I don't punch something right now, I'm going to fucking lose my mind.
Yes, he said that in part 4.
Yeah. That's the honest truth. I'd rather try to order a river to change course than stop a bunch of rampaging lagoons. Lagoons.
Fearless Lion King, Kinigas. I'm scared to press a button because I don't want to skip anything, but I would wish the text would go a little faster. Upon returning to Gallia, King Kinigas lost no time in abdicating his throne. Countless songs still tell of his valor. Lion King's shadow, Gifka, whose strength we transferred didn't do anything with. Since their youth,
No,
Gifka...
it is funny that you're allowed to do
Yes, it is funny. Since their youth, Gifka had ever been at Kinigas' side as his loyal shadow. Died proud of how he spent his life. And to be fair, he is more useful than Nysala and Tabarn in that final fight. Fang of Gallia, Skrimir. Skrimir, the new Lion King! Patrolled Gallia's borders vigorously, and his large heart won the love of his people. Ranulf, there we go. I knew he was coming. Friend of Nations, Ranulf. Ranulf was often run ragged by advising the new king. While he winced at his duties, Ranulf still indulged Skrimir. Oh, there would be more. Gallia's Valkyrie, Leith. Leith later, who became a captain in Gallia's home guard. And, I'm just waiting for more to go. And pounded battle skills and fighting pride into young warriors. Mordecai! The boy! Kind-hearted warrior Mordecai. After returning to the forest, Mordecai avoided battle and lived all his days in peaceful harmony with the trees. Finder of Secrets, Liar, who I don't think we had to engage in combat a single time. I really wish it would have shown combat stats in these. Liar lived free and wild in the forest. She often told her young comrades of the war and the heroes therein, which did not include her. Beautiful assistant Kiza. Kiza? Kiza? Kiza.
I think you're Kaiza, but I'm not sure.
Kiza remained a dutiful Gallian warrior. He showed exemplary diligence and never neglecting train, even in peacetime. Apparently, Kiza is non-binary. I did not know this.
Yes, he is.
That's cool. You dig it.
Seto Kaiba is in fact that way.
Oh, wait, now we say it. Okay.
Oh, right. Wait, sister! You're my older sister, aren't you?
What do you mean?
Makes sense. All the pieces fit. The Galder release, the goddess Yune's voice.
It's true. Inside the tower I heard the voices of many hearts, and I knew. I am descended from Laran and Altina. Misaha, the former apostle, was my grandmother.
Yes, I thought so. In that case, my sister, please consider staying in Benyan. With your power and charisma, you could do so much good there. Here. Anyway.
No, I'm afraid I can't.
Why not?
Dayan is my home, and Dayan needs me to help it heal and rebuild, not Benyan.
But Benyan...
Benyan has you, Empress.
You will. I can hear myself through mic. It's kind of distracting.
Sorry. Let me figure something out. I don't know why this only happens sometimes. It's very odd.
Oh, I'll keep going for a second.
Benyan has you, Empress. You will be a just ruler, make your country proud to have you. Also, I don't want to accidentally cause a succession crisis when people realize that I technically am supposed to be the Empress of Benyan.
I mean, it's kind of what the senators were pushing for.
Well, I mean, yes, but like if she came back and announced, I'm actually the long lost older sister of Sanaki, people are gonna be like immediate civil war. Like that's just immediate.
I know. I mean, it sounds more like it almost sounds like Sanaki's intent was to cede the throne.
True.
Like I don't think Sanaki would have invited Micaiah back if not to do that.
Yeah, true.
Will I never see you again?
Hardly. I think that what our country needs now is a sense of family and friendship. I ask that you sign a treaty of alliance with Dayan and announce that we are equals. And don't include a blood pact this time. I'm really fucking serious about it.
I will, of course. Once things settle down in both our countries, that will be the first thing I do. Sister?
Thank you, Empress Sanaki, my dear little sister.
Holy Empress Sanaki, the sassy lost child, but no longer lost. Sanaki elected to guide her people in a world without the goddess, and made treaties uniting the continent. My understanding, actually, is that, I'll tell you when we next have a talk. Sapphire Benyon Sigrun. Sigrun was loved by her subordinates in the Holy Guard for her kindness, and guarded Sanaki all her life. It's so slow. I guess I'm glad it's slow, because most people can't pause this, but, you know, because I can, it's very, very frustrating. Empress's bright blade, Tanith. Tanith was feared by her subordinates in this Holy Guard for her strictness, and guarded Sanaki all her life. Oh, literally the same line as, Sigrun. Wait! Oh, right, yes, Tormund was from Benyon. Lucky freedom fighter, Tormund. As Benyon's Laguz advisor, Tormund labored to help former slaves out of poverty. He was busy, but very happy. Morim? Yes, there we go. Benyon's first ever Laguz official, Morim assisted Tormund and supported his efforts in every arena. Wait, why is she here? Oh, okay, that's why.
Well, he's just with the crowd. He's with the squad.
I know, but like I figured that she'd go back to Kilvas. Liberation's talent, Vika. Vika became a liaison to former slaves, traveling between the Cathedral and Laguz district, and was loved in both. I figured she'd go back to Kilvas. Oh my god, here he is.
Yeah, he somehow lived.
Collector of Beauty Oliver. Oliver followed his calling as a guardian of beauty by sponsoring many artists, especially those who depicted him. You know what? We love a guy who, patronizes the arts. Lion-blooded Stefan.
Especially the arts that depict black. Actually, that's pretty normal for a noble, actually.
Stefan gathered like-minded individuals to form a tiny independent settlement, which later became a great country. Okay, which territory? Okay, there we go. Which territory did it take from?
The desert. No one was in the desert.
Right then. I also want to say, so apparently, and maybe they'll get to this. Apparently, I did a tiny bit of research. I have tried to avoid, ending card spoilers and such. And although I thought we had kind of gotten over everything, so apparently, Ashera and Yune apparently do combine back into Ashunera, and that's not really clear from the ending cutscene and dialogue, but apparently
they say they're going to, but then there's no, like, they say they're going to, like Yune, it's basically like that's what you get for winning. Like that's the concession, is they basically tell Yune to recombine, and they say they're going to do that. But yeah, you're correct that there's no scene of it actually happening. Yeah. Once again, Oliver is literally... Sanaki has to govern the entirety of Benyon, except the Senate and the Prime Minister is basically entirely dead. So she has...
Except for Oliver.
Literally... So, like, Sanaki literally has no one to help her govern the country, and the only person with political experience left alive is Oliver. That's just depressing. That's the real reason she wanted Micaiah to stay. Because, like, she needs someone to actually help her run the country, and the only option is Oliver, and she can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth! This is you.
Yes. Will you be heading back to Gallia first? Oh, right, I was also Tarn. We'll stop by Gallia, then wing straight on to Ceratus.
Hold on, something's...
I mean, to be fair, it is Oliver. Like, everyone would prefer literally everyone else to Oliver.
True. Also, hello Peabody, nice to meet you, and good. I'm very glad you enjoy it so much. That makes me very happy to hear. And I mean that without sarcasm. I'm serious. If somebody tells me something brings them joy, unless that thing, requires the unhappiness of other people, then, I am happy that that thing makes you happy. Mostly. And if I think otherwise, I will keep it to myself. Tabar is broken in the endgame. Yeah, he is, but have you considered Kanigas?
Yeah, we use Kanigas, but all the Laguz Royals are cracked, and Nesala is slightly less cracked, but still pretty good.
Santa's right there.
Well, you see, Ike,
Gee, I don't know. What would you think?
we're getting ready to play Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon for the Nintendo DS, and we want to make sure we have a good estimate of, what the class caps and the, promotion gains are. So we got to go to the Serena's guides,
Just go by vibes. The best way to play, pure vibe experience.
Oh, okay.
The Empress Sanaki has kept her promise. Serenas will be formally ceded back to us. She said we may return immediately.
Ah, I see. That's good to hear. Sometimes birds change their feathers. The hawks, the herons, even the ravens. We were thinking we'd all settle down together.
I mean, birds change their feathers all the time. That's what winter plumage is. That's what down is.
Nesala is already plotting how to stab them in the back.
Yes, but this time he's doing it without getting their entire capital code. Speaking of which, are we gonna, talk about the fact that Phoenicis' capital just got sacked?
No? Well, I mean, Taban was pretty pissed about it.
I know, but, is he not gonna, make good on his, I'm literally killing you after this?
I guess the Blood Pack made him less angry.
Okay, I meant, these ending cards better say, he rebuilt the Phoenician capital, or something.
Well, they're all living in Serenus now.
Oh, right, yes.
All this time, we sorted ourselves by our ways of thinking and seeing and living. We can respect each other's opinions and learn to compromise. We can learn to live together without strife. That's why we make a promise. Here ends another 3 years of Three Houses discourse.
Well, more importantly, that's why they're like, everyone is allowed to live with us except Nesala. We're banishing him to, a fucking island in the middle of nowhere.
Well, that's what Kilvus is.
Well, yeah, they're like, all the other ravens can live here, just not Nesala specifically. Yeah. I don't think it would be that easy, but it still ought to be simpler than getting Bayork and Laguz to treat each other differently. Ike really doesn't sugarcoat things.
Speedrun? No, it is not a speed. This is not a speedrun in the slightest.
No, absolutely not. That would be the draft race that we will do at some point in the future.
Yes,
but actually, I don't know. I do want to do a draft race of this. Not this game, actually. FE10 draft race sounds miserable. But I do want to do one for FE9.
On that note, I might as well say it here. The Sacred Stones draft race that we thought was going to be happening this coming weekend is not happening, and therefore it has been postponed for the foreseeable future. It will depend.
Yeah, I mean, Fume and I might do something. Almond's schedule has just gotten really rough due to some personal emergencies. So
we unfortunately
unavailable for a bit. So Fume and I might do something on our own. It just depends with what we feel like doing.
Yeah, and then it also depends on whether we can get a third person, because Almond was kind of the only person that we had built up a rapport with who plays the series and and such, who we'd be comfortable doing that with, at least for now. And so in his absence, a 2-person draft race for the most part does not seem as interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we could draft a hypothetical third team, as you mentioned. It's an option. You set a good example, Rayson. All major issues look like they'll be handled soon. The only thing we can't agree on is hunting and eating meat.
The forest creatures are off limits. Needless displays of violence as well. You know we will not budge on that.
You are talking to Tibarn. He specifically says he needs to display violence, or else...
Also, the only reason Rayson isn't eating meat is because his body physically won't let him. He actually has tried before.
Yes.
Tell me, have you ever heard of a vegetarian hawk? Or a raptor that doesn't scream victoriously at the skies after a kill?
Consider, like, it's flying to the sea and eating fish. I don't know. So we'll figure it out.
And murdering Naysala,
True.
who we left on a desert island. Meat, huh? That's a thorny problem.
I mean, Naysala can just fly away, but yes, that too.
Not if Tabar's after him.
True. Lord of the Air. Tibar.
Yo, but where's the Lord of the Rings, though?
Yes. Tibarn was chosen as the first king of the unified bird clans, and brought them great respect from the other nations. Yes, specifically excluding Naysala. Guys, shut up. Naysala. Oh god, saved from the awful writing. Naysala left his people, and they... Oh, he actually did!
Oh my god, he actually did! He actually fucked off!
Naysala left his people in the nation. He became a diplomat, finding atonement in work. Okay, he literally did actually fuck off. Okay, I was wondering about that.
That's so funny. I forgot that completely.
Rayson worked hard as a leader in the new Laguz nation. White Prince Rayson. His iron resolve, under a pretty face, was suited for politics. Hawk King's eyes, Janaf. That actually is extremely funny. Sorry. As the new king's right arm, I thought he was his eyes. Janaf so eagerly trained his men that he often skipped meals, weekends, and sleep. That's not a good idea. Hawk King's ears, Ulki. Despite being the new king's left arm, I thought you were his ears. Ulki still... I know, it's not literal.
Multiple body parts.
Yes. Ulki still loves solitude, spending his free times in long, deserted locales. Mesmerizing Chanteur.
If the Hawking gets a left leg, a right leg, and a head, he can become Exodia, the Forbidden One.
Yes. Mesmerizing Chanteur, Liane. Leon and her father made the forest echo with songs to stir pride in all those toiling to build the new kingdom. I forgot that I could call her Leon, not just Liane. Wise old crow Nealucci. Despite his age, Nealucci worked hard to restore the name of the Raven clan. You got your work fucking cut out for you, buddy. Every year, he set a new age record.
Oh my god!
Why the fuck is Volk
You're
here?
telling me that we literally have the oldest Raven Laguz, and he's actually just on the battlefield? This man is cracked out of his mind.
A man of many mysteries, Volk. After finishes his contract, Volk went back to the shadows he knew so well. He was a man of mystery to the end. Wait, why are we talking about Kurth? We should have a debrief with Kurth. It's not... What?
Kurth is not that important, that's why.
I know, he's literally the king of the Goldowans. That's important. Anyways.
It was important when the Ginsi was the king of Goldowans, not Kurth.
Kurth Naga spent his days arbitrating conflict between nations, guarding the peace that somebody had died for. Young Dragon Prince Kurth Naga. Wish Spinner Enna, who... she had a pretty... Wait, what? Enna returned home and gave birth to her lost fiancé's child. Oh, Goldoa rejoiced at the first dragon birth in centuries. Oh,
Apparently dragons have a long gestation period.
You know, that makes sense. Oh, he is now a great-grandfather. Eternal Wanderer Ian Seer, the great-grandfather copper merchant. Nasir served the Dragon King by observing other nations in his travels, selling copper, and often doted on his great-grandchild. Yes, perfect. Crimson Bodyguard Gareth, whose repeated death caused many problems, but whose blood tide was extremely useful.
Once we fixed it, she actually started killing other people, so it wasn't necessarily just his deaths.
Yes, Gareth was named new Chamberlain to the king's new nephew and taught him with both strictness and love.
Well, Your Majesty, shall we be off?
Not in that way, though. I'm sorry to break this to you, but I think I'm gay, Lincia. I'm sorry. You're a wonderful woman, and I'm sure you're going to make a wonderful man very happy someday, but I don't think this is going to work between us.
I'm gay. I'm gay. What? Why would that stop you from playing this game? Doesn't even make any sense. The FE7 physics video where he's like, yes. Why? He's like, I'm gay. Yeah, just Yeah, just like it doesn't make any sense. He's like, fine, just give me the cartridge. The best part was that later in the video, he's like, I think Lucius is gonna be my waifu.
Yes, I remember that.
The prophecy came true. He was in fact gay this whole time.
Yes. That's great. That's great. I've lost my train of thought. What were we doing again? Oh right, we're still playing.
We're doing the actual game.
Where? There we go.
Yes, let us. To Crimea, to our homeland.
Devoted Queen Alincia. Alincia. I don't think we got a single paired ending, although I don't think they really exist in this game.
I have no idea.
Lincia governed. Well, no, we got the Micaiah Soth one. Whoops. Lincia
I feel
governed
like
Crimea
that's
with resolve and deep love for her people. Her reign was remembered as a golden age. Grim Cavalier reigning. All Crimea rejoiced at Renning's return. He chose to forgo the limelight, helping the Queen to keep the peace. I know you can get Joffrey Alincia. Protector of the realm, Joffrey. Captain of the Royal Knights, and a model of chivalry, Chevalier. Geoffrey de Bouillon. Geoffrey served his queen and country all his days. Tireless advisor, Lucia. Where the queen went, Lucia followed. Their love was fabled to be stronger than even most blood sisters. Okay, that's pretty.
I'm choosing to misinterpret that.
Does she know? I know who you are. Crimea's keystone, Bastien. Bastien's unparalleled diplomatic skills and penchant for iambic pentameter ensured that many treaties were signed, spreading peace across Tellius.
William Shakespeare truly is the base Tellius character.
I mean, I remember Christopher Marlowe was a spy. Makes sense. Veteran knight Kieran. Kieran served with the royal family with nearly fanatical fervor. His voice could
Nearly?
Yes. His voice could be heard from anywhere in the castle.
What do you mean nearly? Definitely.
Yes. Petulant Pegasus Knight Marcia, let's go! That's why she's the GOAT! Marcia showed her dedication as one of the royal knights, ever vigilant as she patrolled Crimea's skies. Oh, fuck you. God, can I skip this?
No, you may not.
Prince of Layabouts Makalov. Makalov remained as royal knight because the empire was, quote, too strict, end quote. Miraculously, he was never fired. Yeah, probably because his sister was, like, super awesome. Unassuming knight Astrid. As a royal knight renowned throughout the land, Astrid's beauty and prowess were known to allies and enemies alike. Relentless Halberdier, Nephany. I would like to use her in one run.
She's really fun to use. She's a really fun growth unit.
Nephany lived with her family in Melior. Time and again, she raised her lance in defense of the realm.
Wait, when the hell did her family move to Melior? The whole point is they're out in the boonies. Melior is the capital.
And they moved there. Rural Juggernaut Brahm, returning to his family in Oma, Brahm farmed for the rest of his peaceful life. He never lifted a weapon again.
Also, wait, yeah, I thought Nephany also lived in Oma. I
thought so too. Yeah, wayfaring country girl Meg. Meg had an ordinary marriage in her village and had an ordinary family. Her house was always full of laughter. Did she get married to Zehark? Yes.
Probably. You can. She did in this case.
Alluring rogue Heather. Heather returned home to care for her mother, swearing off her roguish ways. That did not last. Yet somehow, she always had money. Let's go, lesbians. Lucky Wayfarer Danved, who's definitely not Devdan.
Danved is my favorite lesbian in this game.
I was talking about Heather, but yes. The war over, Danved hung his lance and became a traveling performer. His act make anyone laugh. He is also definitely not Devdan. First-rate sage Khalil.
What makes you think that?
I have no, I don't know why I'm saying that. They're clearly, they look nothing alike. They're clearly not the same people. Khalil returned to letting the store with her beloved daughter, Largo and daughter Amy. Her bright smile cheered many hearts. and her meteor tome was very useful. Let's go! My beloved! Titania, sacred scarlet-haired paladin, Titania. Titania remained second in command of the mercenaries. Once a year, she visited the graves of her fallen friends. Did anyone die except Gray? Yeah, nobody died except Gawain. So,
I mean, he was kind of important, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. A deadly adept, Shinon. Shinon lazes the days away in his old haunts, an expert at all he puts his hand to. He chose none as his calling. Except racism.
It really just says this
racism.
bro is like too based to
He's
exist.
too crafty.
There was a Shinon dev in this game. Like someone just was like, yes, Shinon.
Yes. Perpetual Guardian Gatry. Gatry became a famous mercenary and a household name. Fate led him to find many women, but never true love. Agile Horseman.
He found any women at all, actually.
Yes. Agile Horseman Oscar. Oscar returned to the Royal Knights at Queen Alincia's request. And because Kieran said he would kill himself if he didn't. But still took mercenary work on the side. How the hell do you have time for that?
Oscar absolutely ignored Kieran, but Queen Alincia asked him, he's like, sure, why not?
Mighty Soldier Boyd. Also, I'm remembering Agile Horseman Oscar, but dude, your speed growth in the last game was the reason why we benched you. I'm sorry, man. Mighty Soldier.
He actually
yes, that's
is
true.
Good.
Mighty Soldier Boyd. Boyd trained day in and day out so as not to spot some quote stupid rookie. End quote. He never did either. Faithful student.
He got his ass kicked by Ike.
Roll for men with the mercenaries. He was always in demand as a tutor of unrivaled marksmanship. Gentle Saint Reese. Reese served as a healer and opened a small chapel in a corner of their old keep. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. He taught school there. Aspiring Lady of Blades, Mia. Let's go. The unexpectedly good after her performance.
Yeah, she's really good. She's really good in this game.
Mia set off in search of new opponents. She traveled the whole continent, but sometimes rested at Grail's retreat. Oh, is that the name of the keep now, I guess? Healing Breeze missed, who I would have loved to use, but just didn't have the space for. Sorry. Miss was courted by many young suitors in her time. She gave the nod to none of them and lived happily alone. Silent Master of Winds, Soren. Though his technical genius was unmatched, Soren never used his talents for anyone but Ike. I know what you are. Ike. Once he saw stability returned, Ike left on a journey. The lands still unknown. He was never seen again.
That's how you know he's the real main character. Only real main characters disappear off the face of the earth.
Oh, okay. That's a little... Cool. Well, that was Radiant Dawn. And,
there might be something after the credits, like
Radiant. That is Radiant Dawn and also Path of Radiance. Yes, good games mostly. For the most part.
Radiant Dawn.
Radiant Dawn. Both games made some choices that I strongly disagree with, both narratively and mechanically, but overall are both.
Which one's for Path of Radiance? I'm surprised. Path of Radiance in general, I think, is relatively solid all around. There's very few things there that I have issue with.
Okay, yeah, mostly Radiant Dawn. It's mostly Radiant Dawn that I have some problems with.
I mean, if you have ones with Path of Radiance, I'd love to hear. I'm actually really curious now.
I'm trying to think. I can't. I don't remember. I don't.
Like the only one I can really think of is the Black Knight fight.
I mean that is kind of shit.
Great, but like I get what they're going for, and it's really hard to like do what they wanted to do there. So I guess I don't blame them too much for it. But it is not a very good fight.
Yeah. I can't think of anything right now, but I'm sure I will once I think more. Radiant Dawn, like, I've talked about this before, and I'm just gonna say it again, like, if I think about Knights of the Old Republic 2, and its similarities to this, and in the fact that they let you have so little time with a full squad, because they're jumping between so many perspectives at once, that it creates both a meta game of who you have available at different times that unless you already know what's happening, you can't really plan for. And also, like creates just some annoyance of like, I want to use this team, or like, and also make some characters that, and I know that this is a function of just many other systems and is not unique to this game in the slightest, but like so many characters that I really would have loved to use, I just couldn't use because they're not fucking around for hours and hours. And and the concession of me using some of those, like Marcia, came at the cost of others. And I also think that, the game makes a few decisions with its story that I don't quite agree with, like the Blood Pact, just overall as a choice. And also, Part 3 feels like it could have been split into 2 parts, really. And just how much it jumps between things would have been...
Part 3 could have been vastly improved by not having to go back and play as the Dawn Brigade.
That's true, and if I go to mechanical stuff, like I get it, I just like the Dawn Brigade are so miserable to control if they're not named Nolan or Jill.
It feels like, the Dawn Brigade are supposed to be the scrappy underdogs, but like it turns out that when the scrappy underdogs don't have a compelling story behind them, it sucks. Like again, Part 1 works. Part 1 makes the scrappy underdog thing feel good. Like, and then everything after Part 1 is like, you're playing with the scrappy underdogs, and you're promoting racism. Isn't that grand? And it's like, no one wants to do that.
Not even that. Like, you're playing at the scrappy underdogs after being able to play as the Grail mercenaries, and, and like Har in Alencia, and Har in Alencia's route.
I can deal with that from like a gameplay point, but like for me, again, it's really truly a story beat designer mode. Like, I don't feel there's any reason for me. Like, I'm not rooting. Again, unless the story's built around it, I want to be rooting for the protagonist. Like, there are games where you don't want to root for the protagonist. Again, I think the whole point of Spec Ops: The Line, which I haven't played, full disclosure, is specifically to do that. Like, you don't cheer for the protagonist. But again, those are games that are built around it. But Fire Emblem is very much a game in a series where you're supposed to be, like, rooting for the protagonist to prevail against the odds. And in Part 3, I am not doing for that.
I feel like that perspective is part of the reason why I think... I don't want to open this can of worms. I want to say this comment and move on. I'm sorry. Is why the Edelgard routes tend to not land for me narratively. Because they seem to, like, the perspective, okay, we need to make this palatable before we can make it, like, anything else.
I disagree, because I actually find her compelling, like, as a character.
I do, but I don't agree with her, and I think that they rely too heavily on, okay, we need to make this, like, sympathetic, as opposed to, well, we need to, like, the idea of Edelgard is you are Volhart.
Well, as I've said, it's not, for me at least, it's not even about sympathy. Like, I've brought up many times how it's actually a question
of, not sympathy.
How much,
like, you need to make the enemies worse so that you can make the player feel better for, like, being on this side.
Don't think they make any of the enemies worse, though. I don't think any of the enemies are worse. Like, Dimitri's the same in pretty much every single route. Just in Blue Lions, he gets cured by the power of friendship, and in other routes he doesn't. But otherwise,
the dead father figures.
Yeah, the ghost of Christmas Past. But like, Dimitri doesn't change.
Fine, I guess I should say
really doesn't change either.
I disagree. Because
like, even in the church route, that's literally her route. She loses her shit completely at the end.
Yes,
like,
that's for very different reasons, though.
I think that's stretching it a little.
I disagree. Okay, we're not Treehouse discoursing right now. We're not doing it.
I didn't bring it up.
I know, and I wanted to bring it up and then drop it, but we started to do it. We can't.
That's not really how that works.
Fine. Fine. So. Fine.
My point was just that, like, Micaiah's, like, the story beats in Part 3 are just, I don't want to play, like, not even outside of, like, I enjoy a challenge. I enjoy a challenge in Fire Emblem. The challenge of Part 3 Dawn Brigade is not why I don't want to play the Dawn Brigade. I find the maps kind of interesting at times. It's not that. The reason I don't want to play as the Part 3 Dawn Brigade is because I have zero sympathy with them helping the Benyon senators try to murder a bunch of Lagoons. Like, that is not something I, as the player, have any interest in doing. And the fact that the game tells you to play as Micaiah and help her out with it is, like, so obnoxious to me.
Yeah, the other part of it for me is just that, like, I would have preferred there were 5 parts plus endgame, and that, like, the first or second half of Part 3 was the Dawn Brigade again. Either part 3 or part 4 in this, perspective other version was the Dawn Brigade.
Actually much preferred if it wasn't if you just didn't go back to the Dawn Brigade. I think it makes more sense to have like part 1 you're playing as the Dawn Brigade on their journey, like to free Dayan. Part 2 is the Crimean Royal Knights fighting back against the issues plaguing Crimea, the Civil War, and then part 3 would be Ike and the Grail mercenaries helping the Laguz Alliance.
In days long past, the young man showed the lands of Phyllis. He was simply yet true as deeds brave and noble. He united 2 races long at war and healed the heart of a goddess long. Okay, yeah, so that does. Also, rip Micaiah getting a title thing.
I told you, she's not the main character.
Ask any you meet, be they young or old, bear or Laguz. If a hero named Ike, and you'll receive a warm smile and a tale or two of faith, courage, and that he was very good roommates with a man named Ranulph and Soren.
A single man?
2 men named Ranulph and Soren. Finn. There you have it.
But like basically, I actually just think it would have made more sense if they just, instead of having you switch armies in multiple parts, like just had you stick as one army once you.
Okay, but then how would you solve the problem of the Dawn Brigade at most at the start of their tier 2 classes? How would you just make them auto level up? Because that seems like a frustrating.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of an issue, but like at the same time, given some of the given some of the poor availability of the Crimean Royal Knights, I feel like if you were doing Dawn Brigade stuff, you already have very high levels. I don't know. There also is a ton of good grinding opportunity in part 4, so I don't know. It's a good question. I don't really have the answer from that.
I hear what you're saying, but like from a narrative standpoint, I hear that, and from a mechanical standpoint, I think you need. I know that I say that while Joffrey was unavailable for the entirety of part 3 and all of part 4 except for the last map, but and like Marcia isn't available until like the end-ish, until the start of part 4 after part 2. But I hear what you're saying, but I just feel like from a mechanical perspective of, these are the units the player started with, they've gone attached to them, we want them to be able to keep using them. They needed to let the Dawn Brigade get used again at some point. And I think the best way to do it would have been to split part 3 into 2 parts. One is the Dawn Brigade maps, although maybe in like a different order so that it's not like jumping around time-wise, and another is the Grail mercenaries.
Have the Dawn Brigade fight, like, again, my bigger problem with it too is also motivation, like, or just have the Dawn Brigade fight against Benyon. Like,
I mean, that's true, but then you're getting into like then you're undoing. Then I do think that there is some very strong appeal to like seeing the 2 armies that you've made pitted against each other. I think that I understand the appeal. I like.
I agree, but like, it's just like,
yes, the Dawn Brigade is hilariously outmatched, but still.
Well, it's also just it's more just also like just please do something better than the Blood Pact. Maybe do like what if it was like they have dirt on Benyon or something, and so you need to fight Ike while at the same time like your missions are doing like more of that stealth mechanic gameplay. I mean, not actual stealth because those maps all suck. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
Doing like fog of war and having to like get documents out of a Dane camp or something weird like that. Like they're just, the Blood Pact just makes an already bad experience worse.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, like, I don't enjoy the Fog of War, let's just kill a bunch of Laguz map.
Yeah. No.
I don't want to kill a bunch of Laguz.
I liked the one where you had to burn the supplies, because then like you can actually just ignore the boss. We didn't, but you can. So that was fun. I like that.
Oh yeah, no, the burn the supply map is pretty entertaining. And the thing about like you have to either steal, kill, or let the Senators escape, but they have loot and you get bonus XP for it. That was good. No. In general, Radiant Dawn does time-sensitive and optional objectives very well to give you extra time pressure without punishing you for not accomplishing.
Yes, and the Bex system is great. I think they should bring that back in some capacity.
It's really fun.
I think that both ways that the games have done it, Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance, have value. I do slightly prefer the way that Radiant Dawn does it, because it simultaneously punishes you if you only do Bex level ups, because a unit could theoretically get more than that stats in a level up, but also if you do know how to push for it, allows you to super optimize it because of those 3 guaranteed levels. And I think that is a
it's
really fun system. And it also pushes you to try to complete maps expeditiously, and, punishes degenerate grind stats.
I mean, it doesn't quite punish them fully, but it does, yeah. I mean, if you want, if there's a system, the one system I actually want back the most in Fire Emblem is rescue dropping. I really want rescue dropping back, and I'm very sad it has not been. I'm very sad it did not.
Even though build returned in.
Yes, exactly.
I think that
Shove is also surprisingly underrated, honestly.
Yeah, I like it. I think something else that they could do is I think that the way that they implemented Lagoos in this game is a lot more fluid because of the existence of stuff like Livy Grass and Lagoo Stones, and then
really helps.
later
Lagoo Stones were in the last game.
Oh, it was. Well, it was a lot.
Lagoo Stones.
Lagoo Stones were in the last.
Yeah, you shouldn't have that many.
Yeah, but like in this game, like you got Livy Grass like out the ass, no pun intended.
That's really what helps. Like the Livy Grass is game changing.
It's really and really a lot of fun. I hear what you're saying, but also I do think there's some appeal to like, you're controlling the heroes, but you're stuck in a situation. It does make you feel disempowered, both because of the enemies you're fighting and because of context.
I mean, that's true, and I agree with that. I wonder if it's just like the writing is just.
But the way they execute it is very. You know what I mean?
Because like I don't disagree with that. I think the problem is that the main characters are too willing to like do it. I think might be the issue. Like Micaiah isn't even wishy-washy. She's just like no one. I think my problem with it is that no one treats Soth's comments seriously. Like everyone, when Soth is like, we should not be doing this. Like so it's like we like full stop should not be doing this, and everyone brushes him off. Like normally that's the part where the heroes have to struggle with it and they have to rationalize it, and really all Micaiah really is just like, well, look, so I know you don't want to fight Ike, but you can leave, and Dane has to be safe, so we're gonna fight Ike. Like there's no hemming and hawing. There's no indecision. There's no hesitation on the hero's part. Like again, no one actually debates or listens to Soth. They're just like, yeah, no, but we're going to. So
I mean, to be fair, they don't think they have a choice.
No, I know they don't think they have a choice, but normally that's where there's, like I said, there's no serious engagement or discussion with it. They're just like, oh no, we've been forced. And like even Eddie and Leo are kind of like, nah, but like why wouldn't we just kill the Lagoos? And like again, there's no confrontation of that and Soth who
like Edward and Leonardo and Nolan literally don't even know about it.
Right, and again, that's what I'm saying is like that's where there should be tension in the team, like the good storytelling. And I agree with you, there are ways to do it, and I think that's a failing. Is Radiant Dawn didn't make it compelling. It didn't make Micaiah and Leo and Edward. It didn't make them engage with Soth in a way that felt meaningful to the struggle that this would be. And instead, it really makes it feel like Soth is basically just being like saying what the player feels, which I think is why he says it. It's supposed to be how the player, would feel in that situation, but it doesn't get engaged with. It's like the team knows how a player feels, but they don't really know how to address it, so they just don't. But they're like, oh, we brought it up, so clearly that's good, right?
Yeah. I also think that sorry. I agree with that. I also think that a related element. This is not related. Actually, it's not really that related. Like Micaiah is such a miserable. She's so bad. It stops being funny, and it's a little bit.
Well, to be fair, yours was also like horrendously screwed. And we really didn't put the resources into training her. If you really wanted to, if you went out of your way to train Micaiah, she could be okay. The one who falls off hardest is Soth.
Yeah.
Because Micaiah can always staff and purge in the end game, so she actually always has utility, plus sacrifice. Soth actually just falls off like so unbelievably hard, which wouldn't matter if he weren't first deployed, but he is force deployed.
Until chapter 2.
No, no. I mean, like you have to bring him to tower. Like you just can't not bring him.
Yeah. Like I know he's. I normally am like like pleased with early game units that tend to fall off. I like their utility and such, but like Soth falls off pretty fast, and early on it doesn't like it. You just like
he goes to the end of part 1, which is pretty much all he needs.
True. Okay, fair, but I guess the other part of it is just that like it feels less good because it doesn't feel like you're like raising up other units to like fill the gap of him. Like it feels like you're barely staying above water, and except for until you get like Jill.
I mean, you get Jill in part 1 though.
I know, but you get her halfway through part 1.
You get a lot of strong units in the Dawn Brigade. Like, let's not kid ourselves. You get Zhark, you get Torneo for some
Yes.
maps, you get Jill, you have Soth, you have
It's Tornado
Volog.
for one map,
Yeah, well, I
and then
mean, in part 1 you
you
also
get
have
Nyla.
Mod to help out.
You get Nyla and like
Yeah,
Black Knight.
and the Black Knight. Yeah, that's insane. I mean, I think the problems really for the Dawn Brigade really start appearing in part like 3.
Okay, that's fair.
Um, just where people leave. I mean, you do get Tornado. I think I don't mind the Dawn Brigade's weird problems because it makes them fun and unique to play. And stand out from the armies. Like, yes, I will give them grief because they absolutely suck. But like, it is fun from a tactical perspective, and I am playing a strategy
Yes.
RPG.
I mean, I like
Uh,
XCOM, and XCOM, your units start out like and heinously awful.
but yeah, like I will give them shit for needing 2 invincible units. Absolutely.
Anyways, so anything else you wanted to discuss deeper?
I mean, I don't know. Do you have more to say about Radiant Dawn, Path of Radiance, what have you?
I mean, well, obviously, I'm glad I played them. I'm super you.
They are very fun
I
games. True.
was, I I do think that I do like the like in a way I like the triple promotion system. I think it's interesting. The focus on like stat caps at the end and very specific benchmarks is a little frustrating because it renders some otherwise excellent units just not good enough.
Like who though? I mean, I think all units are. I think it really forces you. It's more the deployment limit, and it really just forces you to use the units that
I will
you've
say
really
that
put the most time
the
into.
the fact that like literally everything in the end game after like Vitigencia is magic only does really screw over mages, and I think mages overall get really screwed over. Like we didn't bring a mage
Ah,
in
yes,
game.
mages. That is actually a well known fact. Mages in Path of Radiance are
Radiant Dawn,
severely
Radiant Dawn.
handicapped. Or Radiant Dawn.
Like
They're also
mages
just
are
the other problem is the mages. The mages just aren't that good. Like Soren's stats are shaky. He can get good RNG and be useful. Like I have used him on normal and brought him to the tower before, but it was not easy. Like Micaiah just sucks. Sanaki was actually decent as you
he
saw,
was
but
good,
again,
yeah.
we also trained her and used
Hated
Adept
her.
long range tome cheese, which was very helpful. But like it's
Ileana
definitely
is
not what you normally
apparently
do.
not terrible, but like that means you have to use Ileana, and
Ileana has really good availability. Is the
yeah,
reason
that's
why
the
she's not
thing.
terrible because you can use her. You can use her in all part 1, where like I said before, the competition is super low because not that many people want XP. Then you can use her in like part 3 as well. So
Yeah, the problem is that she's such
Ileana
an
is very easy to
yeah,
train. And
and
yeah, but much like Soren, she's kind of shaky based on her stats. Like Khalil is not that great. Bastion is also not that great. Like
Tormund
the
has
units,
well, Bastion has no availability, and Tormund has no availability.
yeah. Well, Bastion at least is a pre-promote like arc stage. So and you can his joining map is a great training map.
Hmm.
And then Peleus is also kind of a joke. Honestly, he's pretty awful. And then Sephiroth. I mean, I guess Sephiroth's a good mage, but like, what does it matter?
What does it matter? Every enemy you're fighting has like 30 res.
No, what does it matter? It's literally the final map. He only joins you on the final map
Yeah,
of the
that's
game.
I know, but like when every enemy has 30 res.
Yeah, but he also has stabs, so it's okay.
Um,
And it'd be
the,
like if FE6 Carol joins you on the Idun map, not on the like map before that. 2 maps before that.
oh god, yeah. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I hear what you're saying about Ileana, but I hate to say it, like I know that we're only talking about mechanics, but like something has to be said for the fact that she's just such a nothing burger of a character. I kind of don't really want to use her when I could use somebody that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean some people like Ilyana though, so hey. I don't disagree she's boring. I'm just saying.
Um, I think that Ledges are an interesting mechanic, and I would like to see them incorporated again.
Ledges are fun. I do like ledges. They're
Um,
definitely a very interesting way to mess with the terrain even more.
I think that there should be more recruitments like Oliver's because that is just so fucking funny. Both how he can be recruited and that he recruits himself, etc. It's just
A number of units recruit themselves. It's not uncommon in the series.
well, yeah, but like an enemy, like a boss enemy, like that.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a gimmick. I actually don't think they should do it more. It makes it unique when it happens, which is
Okay.
so unbelievably rare.
I think again, I think that this game a lot better with units as
Yeah,
units.
much better.
Um,
Well, although the worst unit in the game is a Lagoons.
yes, live.
Yes.
On that note,
Although Meg and Fiona are definitely in close contention for that.
yes. On that note, I wanted to say that I like that the way that the way that they do abilities is interesting in that like you can like move them around, but there's there are tactics to keeping them on their original owners, etc. Because of like the freeness of the use. But I think that
Mhm.
a problem is that so many promoted units have like the fact that abilities tied to a class take up like slot space as well as like points in the ability score annoys me because it means that effectively some units just only have like just can't use some abilities or only have like one ability.
I think that's fair though, because like let's be
That
real
is
here. If you have Kanto, you are broken already. Like Kanto is probably the singular most broken skill in this whole game, and it's all on the caveats for free. If they had that for nothing, like for no cost, like that's really just unfair. So
I
from a
mean, I get
balancing
that.
perspective, I
But
think it's
also, it
good.
also means that for the Lagoos Royals, you like they even though they have like 100 like capacity, they actually only can have like two abilities because they got so many
They
master
can have
skills.
four. I mean, they even with even like their class master skill, like class master skill and shove are two, and I think they can buff to five. So they can still have like three or five or six. They can still have three or four abilities.
Oh,
No, the Goose Royals can stack a ton of skills. You just can't stack literally every skill.
yes.
No, the Goose Royals have a lot. It's much more difficult. The ones that are hardest are for the Gold Knights and like Wyvern Lords. Those are actually
True.
hard
Yeah,
to.
that's true. That's
But
that. But
again,
those are the ones I was
I
talking
can't
about.
though.
But yes, I know that they're already stupid strong anyway. So
Well, it's not just they're stupid strong. It's just they have the best skill in the game already.
um, hmm,
Kanto in this game is the most broken it's ever been in the series.
right.
Although it's pretty cracked in Three Houses too.
I mean, why is it because it uses genealogy and Telius Canto, Jogdral and Telius Canto?
Yeah, it's that and the way that you can do some weird stuff with mount dismount.
Wait,
Like it mount dismount works differently than it did in Thracia, and like you can actually get more or less move and
oh.
instead of it being like an end turn action, it's more like a trade action.
Although to be fair, Three Houses does fuck its magic. It's cavalry in another way, which is it gives them horrendous speed and speed penalties.
Yes, but have you considered that the other mounted class is still a Wyvern Lord, which is still the best class in existence?
Yeah, yeah,
Because no one ever balances Wyvern Lords for some reason.
I guess. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say about
Seriously,
this.
actually, what game have Wyvern Lords been balanced in? I'm trying to think, and I'm coming up with a lot. I'm
I
mostly
mean,
coming up with blanks here. I guess in FE7, no, I mean Heath is still really good. Um,
really good is different than like broken.
he's
He is
he's
very,
really good.
he's very good.
He would be the number one pick in a draft race generally. Um, oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, I think Wyvern Lord is just like this is the best class in the game. GG. Oh, FE4 actually, but that more has to do with holy weapons.
And availability, because the only Wyvern Lord you get is in the second is
Altena.
in the is Altena in like the last third
Yeah,
generation.
I mean, yeah, no, they're not
She's
as
very
good.
good.
Honestly, Altena's like still pretty good, but I feel like she's not. Does she have?
Yes,
I
she
don't
has
think she has.
Gaybold.
I don't think she has pursuit. That's the thing.
No. I mean, no, but I think she has, like, such high defense that she literally takes no damage from certain enemies.
Oh yeah, no, she's still very good because Holy Weapon's good. I'm just saying that, like, if I had to pick a game where Wyvern Lords were like the worst, it would probably be FE4
Okay, she has
or
a depth,
FE5.
so she
But
has a
like,
chance.
they're
She
still
has a
really
chance.
good. Yeah, well, I know she has a depth, but like, that's not pursuit.
It's not consistent.
She also has critical, but like, that's not, you know.
Also, she's one-shotting. She's two-shotting this.
Right, but she has to hit him twice for that to work.
But doesn't she get bonus skill from Gaybold?
Yeah, no, she has like a 30% chance of something at depth, but that's not a 100% chance.
No, I
just
know,
to
but I
double
meant, like,
fast.
True.
It's not, again, it's not that she's not a good unit. It's just that if I had to pick a game where Wyvern Lords were like not at their peak, it would be
Probably,
FE4 and FE5.
Yeah, but yeah, and then in FE, I think the reason why they're more balanced in Thracia is probably because the universal stat caps means that they don't get nearly as many chances to snowball.
Yeah, although Dean is still pretty good because he has a really good personal weapon.
Yeah.
Also, though, dismounting, final chapter being dismounted, forced dismount in Thracia.
Although that's
Thracia, I would say Thracia is definitely the game they're the objective worst in, but like Dean and Etta, Dean especially, are still pretty good units. Although anyone can be in Thracia. But yeah, in pretty much every other game, Wyvern Lords, in every other game, Wyvern Lords as a class are like actually disgusting.
I mean, you usually only get one, so usually you get one at most two.
You often get two.
Okay, yeah, the only one where you only have one in is
technically
Genealogy.
Sacred Stones.
Well, technically Sacred Stones, but most of the
Sacred
time
Stones
you are
only use the
promoting
Cormag, but
Yes, technically Cormag, but most of the time you're promoting Vanessa /
right,
Tawny.
yeah. But technically Cormag is the only one. I mean, so FE7 or FE6 has Zeus and Melody, and FE7 has Heath and Vida. The Arcanea games, originally Pegasus Knight or Falcon Knight didn't exist, and Pegasus Knight's promoted into Wyvern Lords, I believe.
So, and that's Minerva and Pallas?
Oh, it's Minerva and the entirety of the White Wings.
Oh,
so
okay.
Pallas and Catria. All of them.
Wait, what class is Kaida? I thought she was a Wyvern.
She is as well, yeah. It's a really good class.
Okay. Anyways,
and Three Houses, it's everyone. Everyone promotes to Wyvern Knight.
Well, everyone can promote to almost.
That was just me doing another jab at the classing system. I think FE8 has the best classing system. I kind of like what Engage did with it, giving both freedom and limitations. But I much prefer FE8 still, where it gives you like some fun flexibility and like some fun trees, but it also is like makes units retain their unique feeling.
On that note, I think I don't have anything else to say. Thank you everybody for joining me for Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, as well as every other Fire Emblem game that I have played with my very best good friend Emmett, who is amazing. We are going to take a short break before we start Shadow Dragon for the Nintendo DS on my Nintendo DS. Tomorrow, if we stream, and there's a chance we won't, it will probably be the Binding Blade randomizer that we have continued, and the suffering that entails. Although the suffering may soon be alleviating, hopefully, possibly, probably not.
We'll see.
And then probably that will be likely happen Saturday as well.
I mean, we have like 1.5 good units.
We were initially planning to do the stream the I'll say again now just to have it here. We were initially planning on doing the draft race in Sacred Stones with Almond on Sunday. That's not happening, so that will be happening hopefully at some point in the future, but not the foreseeable one as of yet. But yeah,
I mean, and like I said, Fume and I might do some sort of race ourselves.
we'll figure it out.
Um,
So,
yeah.
but the next one we play will be the one with Marth.
yes, we're finally playing the game with Mr. Fire Emblem himself.
The one that Japan can't get enough of. I don't care that much
It's
about
not
it.
Japan. It's not actually Japan. It's specifically the creators of the game. Like it's specifically IS can't get enough of him. Like, yes, I know Shadow Dragon's much more popular in Japan than it is in like overseas. But like there's still other popular characters, and just IS specifically really likes Marth.
But anyways, I'm not gonna have a specific time when we start that. Maybe Thursday, maybe not. That being said, I'm gonna assume we're gonna end the stream now, and we might possibly start again in a little bit if you want to do a Binding Blade chapter, but probably not.
Oh, not tonight, no.
Okay, then have a good night, everybody. Unless you have anything else you want to say.
Nope. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, right, I forgot to say that. Happy New Year. Oh, wait, hold on. No, wait, we're not leaving yet. Hold on, there's this part.
I did wonder about that. We've been jump scared by statistics. A Fire Emblem player's true enemy. Stats. I knew we were gonna get like the who wins, who loses,
Okay,
the wins,
yeah,
losses of units, and our
let's see
MVPs.
this. Okay, we're not leaving that yet. Hold on a second, everyone. "13 turns. That was the most turns I think we ever took."
Oh, because yeah, that was the one we were grinding hard. I think.
Well, that's also the one where the turn limit is like 15. The max limit is like 15.
No, I think we did get Bex on that one. I think that was the Goose Swamp map, and it was 12. But we were like, or we could just get more Bex on the only unit we actually want.
No. Because
I thought it was the Volk training arc.
no, the Volk Training Art was the last map of part 4. That was in part 3. Alright, here we go.
Gee, 0 wins on the Herons. Who would have thought?
A lot of zeros here.
Oliver.
Oh, we actually did lose Liar once. Oh, damn. Okay.
No, I think that's probably from when she was like an NPC. She was force deployed, and so as a force deploy, sometimes I think we were like, oh shit, like we got ganked from behind and we had to use her.
Well, these are the people we did not use much. Let's get to the good stuff.
These are all force deploys.
And now we're getting into the people that we used
still
intentionally.
force deployed.
Some. Well, okay, Tanith was not.
All of these units were like force deployed, and that's why they have kills.
True. Not
Except
Ocean.
in Alpha Ulti, we chose to deploy them because they're still good.
Edward had
Okay,
14
back to
comp.
force deploys. Edward has to do a lot of work in part 1.
True.
Wow, King's only had 20. That's so funny. But
That's
like, makes
so
sense.
sad, but yeah, he was on
They still have
Tanaki.
Even
And
Sadaki
one
just
less than
taking people
Micaiah.
off after. The Volk training arc was good. Yeah, Lindsay has a lot. Okay, so now we're actually getting into like our units with a lot of kills.
Oh,
Man, we
Nolan. Hey, Nolan.
Oh, I was like, Shinnon's gotta be. Oh, he just barely did make the top 3 or
Oh,
top 5, I
that's-
think. So I mean, Ike, Titania,
Jilfar.
Jill. Oh yeah, Ike, Titania, Jill.
Oh, my Mia, right.
And Mia. That makes sense. Oh, Shinnon just barely didn't make it. That's so sad.
Shinon was out by 1. That's so sad.
That's unfortunate.
That's
It
the
would have been
price of
very funny to
racism.
have the archer up there.
It's
God damn,
very
that's a
funny.
good
Very,
job.
very funny that Ike was.
I just didn't get
number
1-2
4.
range soon enough. So number 1's got to be Jill, right? This one's gonna be hard then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like although Titania did a lot of work because
I know,
favoritism, like
Well, I mean, she got.
we fed Jill so much.
Well, she. I mean,
Yeah,
I think she
Jill.
got a lot of work, yes, because of favoritism, but also she is good. She is a good unit.
I know. I just mean like in even so in the like Grail merch, there's a lot of units you can use. Also,
And yeah, here's Jill.
yeah, Jill.
That's not unexpected. It looks like her model is actually working though. Her right arm is connected to her body.
Mm. Yeah,
That's-
can't always have that Fire Emblem. The true MVP.
What does Sally's mean? Oh,
How many times you've deployed them, I guess. So we deployed Jill on 14 maps, I guess. I think that's it. I don't know for sure. I'd guess if that's what it is. Yes,
Okay.
you make clear data for New Game Plus. So that you can recruit Peleus.
and get the Soren, Ike
Oh god,
conversation.
that freaking nightmare of a convo.
Oh, we did transfer an A support.
I know. You can view Path of Radiance support conversations. Fascinating.
Oh, interesting. Ah, yes.
Ah,
the
yes.
previews.
Yes. Fire Emblem voice acting.
Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta do this.
I mean, this is one of the most iconic. This is one of the most iconic cutscenes in the series. It's just so hype after having to suffer as two not so great armies to get to Blaze the Grail merch finally.
I mean, the Lincia's Royal Knights aren't nearly as bad as Proper.
No, but there's always split up in ways that don't make
True.
them as effective. Because like you only have Valencia in some, you only have Har in some.
Come on, do it. It's a clean shot.
The Shinon's is not that bad.
What's the problem?
Okay, that's not great.
I'm nervous. What have I hit her?
Okay, that's...
Too late for nerves, Rolf. If you're not up to it, just leave it to the master, eh?
Okay.
Watch and learn. One clean motion. No hesitation.
Okay, never mind. It's not that good.
Yeah, it's actually bad, in fact. I love the gas. And I love when we just
Wait, hold on.
Lucia over his shoulder like a stack of potatoes.
We gotta hear this.
I know.
Sorry. Always lost in your books. What have I said about watching your back?
Form up! Surround them all! Don't you single one escape?
Oh my god!
Yeah. Well, it's like she's rowing a freaking canoe. Just, one to the left, one to the right.
God, I forgot that. Well, no, I didn't forget this, but... God, it was a simpler time. Oh, hey, Gatry's tiny shot.
Wait, where did
there.
Lucia go?
I don't know.
I literally
Oh, they put her in the crowd.
Hold on, Lucia. Everything will be fine. You're safe now. Can you hear
Oh yeah, Mist's voice acting is really bad too.
Yes. Ah,
Man,
I
poor
forgot.
Gatchy got like no time to shine in that.
No, he got shafted a little bit. I mean, all Miss did was just hold Lucia. Like, she didn't even heal her. That was
Hey, at least she got speaking lines.
Yes, she got.
And it probably would have been better if she didn't, but
Yes. Oh wait, no, I have to. Is this interesting maneuver or?
Oh, I don't know.
All right, we're gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna stop. Then we have to stop. Yes, we're wading into the water.
It's gonna park, trust.
The band's marching halfway across the river.
Oh god, I forgot how bad Brian Reynolds' voice acting is.
Ah, well. Enemies spot him soon.
Then it's time to fight.
Oh god,
Here
skip
we
it.
go.
Don't remind me.
Career's not that bad.
I hate flying.
Okay,
Give the word, will you?
Reynolds is really
No
awful.
need.
Yeah, his is a bit
Our
off.
friends heard every word.
Finally, it's time. I've had enough of sitting around. To wing, brothers!
Keep up with me if you can.
Okay, Tibarn's
He's
not great.
he's got the same voice actors as Zelgius. Like, he's gotta. They sound pretty similar.
If it's a stealth mission, don't, like, screech at the top of your lungs.
Tabarn doesn't know what the meaning of stealth is. And it's not necessarily about stealth, it's about hitting them before they can react.
Oh, isn't this the one where they cross them over? Like, pick them up and carry them?
Apparently not. Oh, that's right. It's not Tabarn's squad that does that, though.
Also, why did they just let them cross the river? Like, you want to meet them in the river.
I guess if they were going to transform, they'll have more agility in the river than knights. I don't really know.
Lord? It's nothing. I'm needed elsewhere. Keep them engaged until I return. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Zelgius' voice actor is also terrible.
At least I can hear him compared to in Path of Radiance when you can't fucking hear anything into the phone. Although maybe hearing him is not good. Yeah, this is the one where they carry.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Well, well.
Shadow clones.
Sorry to drop in unannounced. We thought it best to hunt the strongest prey first.
Of course. Interesting maneuver.
Will you draw your blade?
I trust you know who you face. Zelgius, commander of this army. If you're not worthy of fighting me, then you are only wasting my time.
I'm Ronolf. Right hand to Gallia's future king. Will that do?
Animorphs.
We shall see.
Yeah.
I will accept your challenge.
And then he gets the shit kicked out of him.
If you're ready.
Again.
Oh right, it's not even the first time, I forgot. Yes.
I love how they have the freaking shadow clone no jutsu behind him, though. Really just hit copy paste on all those enemies.
Yeah. Alright. Have a good night, everybody. See ya.
Goodbye.